Welcome to our first show. My name is Christy McGillivray, and I am the STEM Education Coordinator at the Farmington Hills Nature Center. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, and my position has been made possible through the Bosch Community Fund. The Robert Bosch Corporation is based here in Farmington Hills, and they generously support community efforts for environmental education and STEM programming. With me today, I have Nate Geinzer, Assistant to the City Manager in Farmington Hills, and he's here to speak with us about the Georgetown University Energy Prize. So Nate, how did we get involved?
Well, Farmington Hills has a long history of being engaged in energy and environmental sustainability, all the way back to 2008 when we created our first green team that has now evolved into the Commission for Energy and Environmental Sustainability, and probably our most visible symbol of our commitment to energy and the environment is our Farmington Hills City Hall, which is a LEED Gold certified building. LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. And not only did we work to focus on using environmentally conscious materials, but we designed the building in a way that would reduce energy use as compared to our older building. So when we came across this opportunity for the Georgetown University Energy Prize, it wasn't like starting over from scratch. We saw this as a huge opportunity for us to take our efforts to one leap further. So what is this prize? This prize is a community-wide effort for us to reduce residential and municipal energy use over a 2-year period. If we can be successful in reducing our energy, we can bring back a $5 million prize to our community, the community of Farmington and Farmington Hills.
That's fantastic. Now, we've made it to the semifinals. How did we get there?
So the semifinals, there was a couple steps that we had to walk through to make it that far. First, we had to submit a letter of interest. Basically, Georgetown was trying to identify how many communities between $5,000 and $250,000 are interested in competing in this prize. After we got through that process, they opened it up to an application phase. So they wanted to make sure communities that expressed their interest were actually serious about participating. Once we made it through that step, we had to assemble a thorough plan of how we would compete for this $5 million prize. So in terms of the plan, they're looking at strategies of how are we going to engage our residents? What steps are we going to take to reduce energy in our municipal buildings? Who are we collaborating with? What community partners are going to be involved? So we had to assemble all that into a plan. And as long as we provided a strong plan that showed that we had a real chance at competing, we moved on to the semifinal round. So the semifinal round is a 2-year piece of the competition. This is the 2 years that we'll be focusing on working with our residents, encouraging them to reduce energy use. If we can be within the top 10 out of 50 communities and reduce our energy the most, we will then move on to a final round. Mm-hmm. And in that final round, we are judged not just on how much energy we reduced, but other criteria of the types of programming that we provided, which really plays into the STEM curriculum that the Nature Center has been building.
Yeah, that's great. We'll get back to the STEM curriculum that the Nature Center is building, but you mentioned partners and community partners. Can you tell us more about the support that the cities are receiving in their efforts to take home the prize?
Sure. So right now, the big three, we'll call it, that we're working with is the City of Farmington Hills, the City of Farmington, and Farmington Public Schools. It would not have been possible for us to compete in this prize if we could not have all come together and work towards this grand goal. Mm-hmm. Other participants, we have very strong support from our 2 utility companies, DTE Energy and Consumers Energy, and we've also gotten generous sponsorship support from AJ Danboys, which is a heating and cooling contractor based right here in Farmington and Farmington Hills, and also Ecotelligent Homes, which is a Farmington Hills grown business that's been around for about 5 years now, and they do home energy audits.
That's great, yes, and obviously we've also got the support of the Bosch Community Fund that's supporting the educational component of the prize as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's great. How many cities are competing overall over the whole country, and what states are they from?
Well, there's 50 total communities. 3 of the communities come right here from Michigan, Farmington Hills, the City of Holland, and then Houghton County, which is all the way up in the UP with Michigan Tech. The rest of the communities come from all over the country, not every single state, but some states that wouldn't surprise you, like California. There's a number of participants from there, from the Midwest, so Ohio, We even have participants all the way up Fairbanks, Alaska. So it's a pretty broad group that crosses the entire country, but not every single state is involved.
And how are they judging the criteria for the competition? What information are they using to decide which cities are successful?
Well, for the first 2 years, it's simply energy usage. So we are getting aggregate energy data or lump data from both consumers and DTE Energy, and that energy usage will be baselined or compared to the energy usage of the entire community for 2013 and 2014. Mm-hmm. That's the initial criteria. If we can show a significant reduction and we're within the top 10 of being the most successful, after that we are being judged on the energy reduction, how we've engaged in educational programming. Are the processes and programs that we put together, are they replicable? Mm-hmm. Can they be scaled and implemented in other communities? Those are the types of things that Georgetown is looking for, because ultimately what they want to identify are best practices that they can use and unroll or roll out throughout the rest of the country to help communities reduce energy use.
Can you tell us a little bit about how residents can get involved with the Georgetown University Energy Prize, and what are some hands-on things that they can do?
Well, first and foremost, it's getting informed, and there's a lot of different ways that our residents can get informed. We do have our website that's been around, and it's continuing being updated with resources and information, and that's sustainablefh.com. We also have a Facebook presence at Farmington Hills Farmington Energy Prize, mm-hmm. and we have a Twitter page as well, and that's at FHF Energy Prize. Through the website, there's also a link. It says sign up, mm-hmm. and you can sign up for our e-newsletter, and that is currently a monthly newsletter that has information and tips about the competition.
So if residents are watching right now and they're wondering what they can do to actually help Farmington Hills bring home this prize, what would you suggest that they do as a hands-on activity today to cut their energy use?
It can be very simple. As you mentioned, it can be very simple, quick things they can do today, or it can be longer-term measures to take a more significant step to reduce energy use at home. Very simple today, turn off the lights when you leave the bathroom. Very easy, you can go to any hardware store and pick up basically their switch plate gaskets, and you install these behind your switch plate covers on exterior doors. These are pennies to install. Get a caulk gun and some tubes of caulk and caulk around your windows. Again, very simple, easy things that you can do over the period of a day or a weekend that can have a significant reduction of your energy use. Beyond that, the top ways that you can reduce energy usage is by sealing air leaks, which we've talked about with things like caulk, or taking steps to improve the insulation of your home. And a lot of times it's kind of hard to figure out how to best prioritize your resources to have the biggest impact on energy reduction. That's where a home energy audit can really provide a good roadmap of how someone can begin their energy efficiency journey, mm-hmm. and show them what steps and how that they can phase it to have the biggest impact over the long term.
And are there any rebates available to residents who are interested in making those longer term upgrades to their properties?
Absolutely, and we have some of those links on our website, but the most of the rebates that our residents are going to be able to take advantage of are through Consumers Energy. Mm-hmm. And you can go to their website at consumersenergy.com/myhome, and that will take you to their residential energy efficiency rebate program. There's also rebates that they don't even have to fill out any paperwork for. Both utilities have been very aggressive in promoting energy efficient lighting. Mm-hmm. So they have bought down or provided instant rebates on energy efficiency lighting in stores like Home Depot or ACO or other partnering stores and retail centers where you can buy discounted light bulbs right there off the shelf.
That's fantastic. Now, why, when you were filling out the application with other partners for the Georgetown University Energy Prize, why was education such a big component of the prize?
Georgetown University had a hypothesis when they were writing their guidelines, and their hypothesis was that the better we could engage K through 12 students, the better we could engage educators, the better we could engage our K through 12 institutions, that the more successful we will be at in spreading the message of energy efficiency and environmental sustainability throughout the community. So we wanted to create a model. Remember I had said that replicability and scalability was very important to our success if we make it to that final round. We felt one of our best chances to compete in getting there is by creating new value-added programming through our Nature Center, centered around the science, technology, and engineering and math fields that are so very important in energy efficiency technology. We felt that building new programming around that would be a significant way to help get the word out and get students excited about this competition.
That's fantastic. Now, as that's my role, one question that I've gotten from community members is often, why is there STEM programming at the Nature Center? Because people think of the Nature Center as that place that you go to look at birds and look at wildlife and things like that, and that seems to not be a natural fit for STEM. And the response that I always share with people is that a lot of our environmental issues right now could be seen as engineering breakdowns. After all, if an engineering system is working really well, there's no waste. So that's part of the reason why, with this green focus on STEM, we are based at the Nature Center. So we can look at engineering systems in a holistic way, and energy efficiency is a fantastic way to support green growth in Farmington Hills.
Well, Heritage Park in itself is a living laboratory when dealing with STEM, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We can take a lot of engineering lessons from nature. So for example, the fact that trees make all their energy from the sun. That's obviously kind of an underlying principle with solar energy. So yeah, we can definitely take that route, and that's what we're doing.
So Christy, it sounds like we have some really cool programs that are coming together over at the Nature Center. What are some of the things that are being offered?
We do. Coming up this summer, we have the STEM Leadership Experience, which is a fairly intensive field-based program for students that are really excited about potential work in the STEM fields with a green perspective. So we're partnering with Oakland Community College, and we're going to have 1 week of lab experience in the field and in a laboratory. And then the second week is going to be devoted to working with STEM professionals based in the Metro Detroit area who have that kind of green focus with their work. So that's available to sign up for through the Farmington Hills website. And we also have ongoing programs throughout the school year. We have programs for pre-K through 12th grade. So any teachers that are interested should definitely get in touch with the Nature Center. Our programs all have that green STEM focus. So engineering for the future, energy efficiency, and engineering with renewable energy technologies. So those are fairly flexible in terms of programming and content, and we really encourage folks to get in touch with us at the Nature Center when it comes to signing up and participating. We can either go to schools and work with kids in the classroom, or students have the opportunity to come to the Nature Center and have a field experience as well. So there are a lot of different options for teachers that are working with the curriculum and working to expand their STEM focus in the curriculum.
Sounds like there's a lot of exciting ways for people to get involved in our effort to bring home the $5 million prize.
There are a lot of really exciting efforts. And most importantly, we want to emphasize that our programs are very experiential and hands-on. So students will have that practical, actual experience of learning how to apply these technologies and think about them for careers further on down the road.
Wonderful.
Yep. Well, thank you so much for coming, Nate.
Welcome.
Really appreciate it. And thanks to everyone for watching.